But what is going on, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode number 3 in this new series on easing particle effects. What are you looking at?
Hey, Tom!
Stop! Alright, so today is day 1 of the cruise, and I'm cooped up in this tiny little room with this guy over here. And I decided it would be a perfect time to do another tutorial. I've been trying to do one a day because I know I slacked on the last series that I did. So the last video was kind of quick, and all I did was really just copy and then paste in the outline functions, like what we were going to be using, as you can see that I have up here right now. And so I just wanted to go over, actually in this video, a little bit more in depth on what each of these things is and what it does. I mean, most of the functions here, it's pretty self-explanatory because the names are pretty obvious. But inside of this variable that we have ease particles module, we have one variable at the top called data, and that's set equal to an object. And inside of this object, we basically are going to define all the global variables that we want to use inside of this module. And the reason we do it that way is so that we just have one variable name called data, so we don't, have conflicting variable names in the rest of our code. So to access any of our properties, we'd have to do data dot whatever the property name was. And then, like I said in the last video, the next two things are constructor functions, and that's why they have capital letters, because that's generally the way you do constructor functions for JavaScript. And that's essentially a way of making an object. So basically, if we wanted to, use this, we could write new emitter, and then we would call this. And then if it takes any properties, which it will, we would then pass them in here. Pass in however many we have. And that's how you would call those to create a new emitter object. So the next 4 functions, like I said, these are functions that they're not necessarily different than these ones down here, but I just like to separate the groups of them, ones that are internalized and ones that are going to be externalized. So these 4 functions here, like add particles, move particles, draw particles, kill emitters, those 4 functions will only be used inside of this module, so there's no reason to return them and have the rest of our program have access to them. And then, of course, these 4 down here now are being returned, as you can see in the return statement. And so we have create emitter, kill all particles, and loop. And so then what we do essentially now is we're returning an object, and we're just naming properties and then returning the function for the property. So what this then gives us the ability to do is essentially go outside of this, and we would be able to call ease particles module, and if we wanted to create a new emitter, we just say create emitter and call that function. So in this case, we don't have to worry about any of the internal functions. None of those will show up on the return. So like on this dot here, you can see that it's only the 4 functions that I actually returned. So we don't have to worry about the ones that are just internally. That's what the benefit of using a module over the object style that I did in my last series, if you watched that one. So I do want to keep these videos as short as I can, so I think that was good for this video. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching episode 3, and be sure to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you guys in number 4. Peace.